Welcome back to part 2 of the video about the October 2024 update. The previous part 1 video showed all the new titles, transitions, and effects that came with the update. This video will detail the 2 new tools to be found in PowerDirector 365. Let's look at the first new tool called Brand Kits. It is a new submenu found under the Media menu. The Brand Kits tool has been added to allow you to manage assets and set design standards for your video projects. You can import photos, music files, and fonts that you use most often in your video projects and then easily access them in the Brand Kits section of the Media Library. For some users, they may never use this feature, but for some other users, such as myself, this can be quite handy. For example, you may have noticed that the thumbnail image for all of my videos in YouTube show the same background image of 2 small mountains or hillsides. And each video starts out with the same title background and the same intro music and the same logo. Up until now, whenever I create a new video, I have to go back to a previous video folder and copy my intro music, logo, and opening background image into the new video folder. Now here's a spoiler alert. Come January 2025, the image and music will change. I'm just now getting used to how this brand kit works, but it seems very easy to establish. Cyberlink has established a new web page explaining all parts of the menu. For now, you should be aware that it exists and are free to try it out. Don't worry, any brand kit you establish does nothing to affect the functionality of the program, and you can always rename or delete the brand kit. Just for testing purposes, I have created a brand kit named Made Simple. If I click on the edit icon off to the right of the brand kit name, it will open up a larger window showing just what media and font choices I have designated to be easily available to me in order to create future videos. As I scroll down, you can see all of the options that can be customized. For now, I'll click on OK and return to the main editing window. Perhaps I'll make a short video in the future devoted only to this subject. And now for the other new tool in PowerDirector 365. It sounds like a great idea, but Cyberlink's implementation of it is just plain objectionable, at least to me. It's called the Trim by Speech feature. Cyberlink has also created a new web page for this tool, explaining how it works. In essence, Trim by Speech is an AI server feature that will remove pauses from dialogue. Well, that sounds good if you want the dialogue to continue nonstop without it sounding as if you ever stop to breathe. Besides, sometimes pauses are necessary in dialogue, especially in tutorial videos such as this. I will pause quite often to show mouse movements, menu openings, or to give you time to read or view the content of certain windows. And the worst part of this tool is that it is not exactly free. Cyberlink has adopted the policy that all AI work is done online through its own servers and not from within the program. And they established the virtual credit token system in order for you to use any of these AI features. Fortunately, as a 365 subscriber, you get 100 free credits each month, but they all expire at the end of the month if not used. You can also earn 3 free credits each day by checking in. Now let's see how this Trim by Speech tool works. I'm going to drag down a dialogue from a previous video called 82 Voice. It is just over 13 minutes long. I'm going to increase the height of this audio track so that we can see the waveform more clearly. When I zoom in on the timeline, you can see that there are lots of pauses in this dialogue. Most of them are intentional, such as beginning at 3:33 and 10 frames as I navigate through Explorer, opening up various folders. Take a look and see. Using the Windows Explorer app, I'll open up the C drive and then the Users folder. Let's see what the Trim by Speech does to this dialog. I can click on Edit and then select Trim by Speech, or I can just right-click on the file and select it from there. The Trim by Speech window opens, and my first choice is to let the AI server know that I am speaking English and that the blue button shows it will cost me 14 credits. Anytime you use the Trim by Speech feature, it will cost you 1 credit for every 1 minute of speech. I'll click on Create to proceed. The first window tries to justify why they utilize credits to pay for the feature. I'll just click on OK to proceed. It is a lengthy process, which I'll speed up for this video. It first creates subtitles, and then after a few minutes, you get to the main Trim by Speech window, where the dialogue is broken into multiple phrases numbered along the left side. The 3 dashes indicate a potential pause that can be removed. You can go through the entire dialogue line by line and click the dashes to deselect the removal so that the pause remains in the dialogue. Or you can live dangerously and click the box that says Delete all pauses. Let's try that and see how it sounds. Any perceived pauses have been removed in the timeline, but the dialogue has not yet been rejoined, which would eliminate hearing those pauses. My only option now is to click on Add to Timeline. A big warning is needed here. There is a mistake in that it does not add it to the timeline, but rather it replaces your existing dialogue. If you don't want to lose the original dialogue, be sure to make a copy ahead of time. A small window opens indicating that the audio is being added to the timeline, and within a few seconds it appears there with all of the removed pause sections are now gone from the dialogue. Also note that the total duration time has dropped down to just over 11 minutes, which means it is now about 2 minutes shorter. In addition, a new subtitle track has been added to the top. You can click on the eye to turn it off if desired. If I move the playhead to around the 3-minute even position, which is the new position of what we previously heard, and then hit play, using the Windows Explorer app, I'll open up the C drive, and then the Users folder, and then the Public folder, and then the Cyberlink. The dialogue sounds very similar to the original with the intentional pauses still there. Was the AI smart enough to realize that intentional pauses should not be removed? Apparently so. But now, let's move the playhead back to the beginning and listen from there. Hello, YouTube stranger, first-time guests, and anybody else that just wandered in here looking for something interesting. Today's video is sort of my own Wow, all those very short pauses that normally separate one word from the next have been removed. That is not a good thing. AI seems to be over-aggressive. And the only solution would seem to be going through all those numbered lines one by one and marking most of the dotted areas as not to be removed. That would be very time consuming. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I prefer to manually edit my own audio tracks. I easily cut out any areas that have excessive pauses in it so that the dialogue flows continuously. I have always done this on all of my videos, and nobody has ever noticed that it was ever done. For example, I just purposely paused here for 10 seconds and then manually edited it out. And the good news is that it took all of 5 seconds to perform that edit, and it didn't cost me any credits. Well, that's how the two new tools look and feel in the latest update. I will need some time to test each one out more thoroughly until I get more comfortable with using them. I hope these two videos have been of some help to you in understanding just what's available in the October 2024 update to PowerDirector 365. Leave a comment or a question below. In the meantime and between time, thanks for watching.